the workshop. I also wanted to mention that the session's being recorded so that students can attend or review the session at another time as well if they're not able to make it today. There is a question and answer session scheduled at the end of the presentation. So if we do have students joining us throughout the presentation and have questions, I'm happy to answer any questions that they might have. Okay, so this tool, which is called the Challenge deck or Challenge cards, is a new innovative approach for exploring career options. It's the presentation today is adapted from the work of J.P. Michael, the founder of SparkPath. And so I'm going to be sharing the tool and explaining how this tool would be used to help you explore options. Okay, so my next question is, what are students hoping to gain from the workshop today? At this time, I don't have any students, so we're going to go to the next slide. But if there are questions, they can be asked at the end of the presentation for students that join us during the presentation. What I'm hoping that you'll get out of this workshop is that you'll be able to access the challenge card tool and complete a card sort, which gives you results on challenges that you would like to work with. And I'm going to walk you through the whole process on how to do that, how to access the cards, and also how to do the sort. Once you have done the sort, you're going to also have a report or a profile that's provided, and you can download the document. And it'll give you a step-by-step plan on how to expand your career planning and also look for inspiring careers that are related to your specific interests. Another tool that's available to you is the GB Connect Cafe, and it's a tool that you can use to expand and do further research on careers. It allows you to connect with alumni from George Brown College, as well as industry professionals. There's also a contest that's on right now for GB Career or GB Connect Cafe, and I will share that with you at the end of the presentation. The topics that we're going to look at today are the challenge mindset approach and how to use it to explore career options. I'm going to provide an overview on the challenge cards, how to use them, walk you through the step-by-step process with the workbook, and also answer any questions that you might have. What do you want to be when you grow up? So I wonder how many of you have been asked this question. And also, how many of you may have known what you wanted to be when you were asked this question? It's perfectly normal not to know, and even if you do know, it's probably changed a number of times in your life. So if you, for example, asked someone, let's take myself for example, when I was a kid and I was asked that question, I wanted to be a ballerina. I wanted to also be a fashion designer, a teacher, an artist. So the list would change depending on the different experiences that I had and the people that I met, and it was influenced by all those experiences. And so, of course, it's hard to pick one career, and that's one of the reasons why it's important to be able to adapt and evolve as you gain new experiences and new sets of skills and get a better sense of what you're good at to help you decide what you want to do with a career. So that's one of the reasons why it's important to not focus so much on job titles, but also to look at skill set and what are your interests and where do you want to apply those skills. And that's one of the reasons why it's not always helpful to think of career planning with this question in mind. Well, let's look at the traditional approach to career development. Okay, so the process normally begins with looking for reviewing what your interests are and selecting a program of interest or a program of study. And then you would, once you graduate from that program, you would look for jobs. So you're looking at job titles, then you would look at companies of interest, and then you would look at the challenges. So once you're in the workplace, the employer would determine what those challenges are that you would be focusing on in the work that you do. So this has been more of the traditional approach to career planning. The challenge mindset approach is a little bit different. It actually flips it and it looks at it from the opposite way. So what you do is you start off by looking at what challenges do you want to work with, who is working on those challenges right now, so which companies, what are the jobs that this company has, so what would that look like? If you're doing that work, what would those jobs look like? Maybe the titles might change and evolve. So you're looking more at the responsibilities as opposed to the actual job titles. But of course, if there's postings, it's going to be job titles that you're going to look at as well. And then once you know and you've done your research and you know what where you want to apply yourself and what the careers are, that's when you look at what training or education you need in order to pursue that career goal. So it's the opposite of the traditional approach. It's focusing more on what are the challenges that exist in the world today. Another way of looking at it is what's the difference between the job title mindset and the challenge mindset. So with the job title mindset, you're exploring occupations to make a better decision, coming up with a career goal, and then your success is determined by your commitment to that goal and how you work your plan. So you might have short-term and long-term goals, and then you're working towards that. With the challenge mindset, it's looking more at the challenges that exist in the world and then looking at what are the skills that you need in order to achieve working in that industry or working in that area. And then your success is determined by being able to be adaptable and ready to constantly evolve and change with whatever the needs are. And you do that by keeping current and being involved. And so your career plan will also include ways that you are connected to the industry, to the people, and able to grow your career and making yourself more resilient, which is going to be really key, especially now with the constant change in the workplace and in all the industries. There's constant change. Even if you just think about the pandemic, for example, even career advisor, which is my role, used to be on campus. We never offered workshops virtually, but now that is the new way that we deliver our services. So it's being able to evolve and adapt and be able to find a way to still do the work that you need to do. So if we stop looking at job titles and focus more on problems and challenges and opportunities, it's a different process. So how do you begin? Where do you start? So with the challenge cards, it's a great way to start. There are 50, I guess there's more than 50 challenges that exist within the deck of cards. And normally it's a physical deck of cards. So when you're in an appointment face-to-face in person, it would be an actual deck like the one you see on the screen. But right now, currently, we're using a virtual deck. So when you go online and create an account, you'll be able to do a card sort that's done virtually and be able to still do the same process using the deck, but doing it virtually. And you can focus right now, you can look at the card on the deck and it says redesign the healthcare system. So that's only one issue or one challenge currently in the world. But there's, as I said, there's over 50 different challenges. Maybe you're interested in analyzing big data, or maybe you're interested in ending extreme poverty or tackling issues to do with the environment. So all of these are different issues that you'll find in the deck and many more. So how do you get started to discover the challenges that you want to work on? So I'm going to walk you through the process, and it's by going to the site that's Spark Path. I'm going to walk you through the steps. So what you want to do is step one, go to the app.mysparkpath.com site, and you're going to sign up and create a student account. And when it asks you for the code is GBC Careers or GB Careers. It's on the slide on the right-hand side. So that's the code that you would use. The next step is to do the card sort. And Andrea just put the website on the chat. So if you wanted to copy the link, it's right there for you as well. The second step is to do the card sort. So you're going to be going through the cards. It's going to ask you what are you interested in, what are you not interested in, and it's going to let you divide the different challenges and decide which ones are important to you, and then it's going to sort them through. At the end of the sort, you're going to come up with 3 of your most important issues that you're interested in. And so you'll work through and decide what those are. Once you've completed your sort, you will get a unique profile workbook. And it's a free download. You would get the workbook. The workbook will help you to explore further those career paths that are directly related to your 3 priorities, or your 3 challenges that are your priority. And once you've done that, there's an action plan that will walk you through the steps on how to do that, how to work through all those steps that we talked about earlier. Okay, once you have your plan, you could also, step 4 is sign up for our George Brown Connect Cafe. And that's what we also refer to as 10,000 coffees. And right now we have a contest draw for students that create an account. It's an amazing platform where you can connect with alumni as well as industry professionals. So it's a great tool to start if you're trying to explore careers. You can then talk to alumni that might be related to the industry that you're interested in, or maybe they have an interesting job title that's related to your area of interest. So again, you can use that to help identify people in the industry that you can talk to and maybe do an informational interview. An informational interview is more to do for the purpose of doing research. And so you would be able to ask interesting questions and find out more about what's involved in that industry. What's a typical day like? What are the challenges? So those are the types of things that you can ask. You could also find out about their career path. How did they get where they are? So there's a lot of things you can do through connecting with 10,000 coffees. And it's a great way to expand your network of contacts as well. Once you've completed your sort and you've downloaded your report, it'll look similar to what you see on the left. That was a copy of my report. And it will help you walk you through all the steps of expanding your search and exploring opportunities. You're going to also have an overview of your top 3 challenges. And so this is only one of them. This was one of the ones that I had, which is help people reach their potential. So you'll get one for each one of your priorities. It'll give you a quick overview on what that particular priority is. So it defines it for you. It gives you some sample careers that are related to that. And then it also gives you tips on how you can use this to expand your search. You will have 3 of these because you'll have your top 3 challenges that are important to you. The next step is your action plan. So it breaks it down into 5 steps. The first one is researching potential employers. Who are the employers that are currently working on those issues? Once you have expanded on that, step 2 is researching jobs. What are some of the jobs that exist related to that issue? Step 3 is finding interesting people. So that's where you might be able to use 10,000 Coffees. You can use LinkedIn. There's a lot of different ways that you can connect, and also informal networking steps that you would take, looking at your current connections and having a coffee chat. I mean, that's another way to start expanding your network and finding out who do they know that might be related to your area of interest, and start doing your coffee chats with these new people that you don't know yet. So that's another way to expand and get information from people. The 4th step is identifying what you want to learn. And so this is once you've discovered the area that you want to work in and connected with people and have information, now you have to also decide, what do you need in order to do that work? Are there certain credentials that you need to work towards? Are there skills that you can maybe learn through LinkedIn Learning? So there's different ways that you can gain knowledge. It could be connecting with people in the industry. Maybe it's volunteering to gain connections and knowledge and expand your skill set as well as your knowledge base. So all of those are going to be things that you can do to grow your career. And the last step is reaching out and developing your connections further. Looking for mentors is another way that you can expand your career. There's a lot of ways that you can do that. And there's in the profile, you will have more information on how to work on all of these areas. Okay, so here's an example of the worksheets. So the first one here is step 1, research potential employers. So this is what the worksheet looks like. It gives you a little bit of a description, some questions to think about, and then in this case, that the person identified the 4 top employers that they were most interested in. And so you're starting to develop an idea of where you want to work, types of workplaces that focus on the challenge areas that you're interested in most. Okay, and your action plan, again, start with small steps. Find ways that you can contribute to the challenges that you care about most. And work your action plan. Continue your journey towards an extraordinary career. You want to develop that you're the designer of your career. And if you need additional support, please reach out to Career Services. We are there to support you and to help you. So if you get your report and you're not quite sure, you might not, you feel that you need additional help with figuring out the different steps, or you're stuck, absolutely reach out to us and we will be able to help you through that process. Okay, and then I mentioned the George Brown Connect Cafe. So it's a great way to connect with people either through a coffee chat or a video chat, and ask those important questions related to the areas that you're interested in. It's a professional networking platform. It matches mentors and mentees based on their career goals, interests, and skills. And it's an ideal place for students to connect with alumni as well as industry professionals. Right now, as I mentioned, there is a contest. So if you create an account before November 12th, you will be entered into a draw. And the draw is, there's 2 gift cards. One is for Amazon and one is for Tim Hortons. Okay, and the dollar amount is $50 for each one of those different gift cards. We also have the link on the slide. So you can go to that particular link and then be able to create your account. Okay, and again, this initiative started off as a pilot with RBC, with the business division at George Brown, but now it's being opened to the rest of the programs at George Brown. And so we're trying to promote it, and this is one of the ways that we're doing that. With career services, these are the supports that we have in place. We're here to help you. And again, because right now everything is virtual, we are online, so you can reach us through the Blackboard community. Some of the services include our drop-in services through our career peer coaches. They're offered Monday to Friday from 9:30 to 3:30. And so you can get quick career help through the coaches. We have a career resource hub also on Blackboard. You can access our tip sheets, there's different checklists for resume, cover letter, helping to prepare for interviews. So anything related to career, there's multiple resources there, as well as guides. And the resources are not just paper, it's also video clips. So there's different ways of people learn differently. So we provided a variety of different resources so that you can use resources that are most helpful to you. Our career events are on GB Careers, and that's where you could also book appointments for a career advisor. If there's any job fairs, anything related to career, you would find them listed on GB Careers. We also have weekly webinars. Today, our focus is on exploring options, but every week we have a new topic, so you're welcome to join the webinars, and they're all free. So take advantage of that opportunity if it fits into your schedule. And those are usually on Fridays. Again, the time will vary depending on the week, but it's usually on one day of the week. You can also book the appointments with career advisors, as I mentioned. On the slide, you'll see my colleague Lacey. She's one of the advisors. We have 8 advisors that put their schedule on GB Careers, and based on your availability, you can schedule an appointment with an advisor and get the same support and service that we offer at the college. We also have Instagram live sessions. The sessions are Ask an Advisor, so it's open for Q&A. We sometimes have guest speakers as well, and those are usually scheduled on Thursdays at noon. So if you're able to follow us on Instagram, our information for Instagram is on the slide. It's @CareersGBC. And if you're still not able to access career services for whatever reason, please reach out to us by email. Our email's on the bottom of the slide. It's careercenter@georgebrown.ca. Andrea's also listed the list of all the support. So if you go to the tree link, which is just posted on the chat, that will open up all the different services through that link for you as well. And we're at the end of our presentation, so I would like to thank you for attending the session. And if you would like to give us feedback, because we're always looking at improving our workshops, please provide feedback. There's the link on the slide, which is baselinecampuslabs.ca, George Brown F20 workshop. It's also posted in the chat. And when you're filling out the survey, the workshop name is Exploring Options. And again, my name is Maria de Notaris. Thank you again for joining me today, and I hope this workshop has helped you to look at more options and how to grow your career.